Hello everyone, welcome back. This is another video on IIM Cap Round. We are recording this live session, this one-to-one live experience session from Bhilwara, and nearby we have a city of Lake City called Udaipur. Udaipur is also one of the uh, target through these cap rounds. So I am Sambalpur, I am Kashipur, or many other ones by which this one interview can excel to all these IIMs. But what should be the experience? Let's try to listen with all our attention and ears to the next candidate who has given this interview from our institute. Please welcome. Hello. Hope you are doing well.
Yes, sir, I am doing well.
How is it feeling right now? You have given almost 4 to 5 interviews in my knowledge, which we have prepared for, and now you are almost done with all of them. What's the plan now, and how is it feeling right now?
So the plan was as simple that give it confidently. But the IIM cap round made me a little nervous before the interview because 9 colleges were at stake.
So let's start one by one. What was the different point of preparation that you can guide to these aspirants who are preparing for IIM cap rounds this year or maybe the next year up to come? If they want to have something extra for IIM cap rounds, like technical details or maybe some psychic details, let them know.
So that if you give interview of any other college, then you are college specific. But if you are giving about cap round, then there are 9 colleges. So that you have to be more specific about the cap round, the college including the states and the chief minister if you can.
So you need to know, students, how this whole interview is conducted. Most of the time there will be 2 panelists in for you, but there is no VAT round, I guess. There is no extra GD round for it, no group exercise, no theme development project kind of rounds, which are taken in other interviews that we have listed on the experience. This is directly a PI round for you after the selection. So with CAT exam, you have got selection for it?
Yes, sir.
How much was your percentage?
90.08 percentile.
In 90.08 percentile, you have gone through all the steps of it and now you are ready for the interview. How was total experience of it?
So the total experience was quite good because I have prepared well for the interviews in the mock interviews itself.
So let's start for the first question. What was the first question, the opening, the icebreaker question they asked you? How many panelists were there and how much overall time was taken?
So it was, I logged in at 9:30 and the interview started from 10. We were sequenced before. So my sequence was 7th in the row. So I approximated if 15 minutes are taken by per person. Then after 1 hour, it will be my turn. And exactly after 1 hour, 11:30, it was my turn.
Nicely calculated that 15 minutes taken could be taken by at least one candidate. And that's how he got the calculative result of when he can be in the interview. Your number was 3. 7th number. Let's start for the first question from those panelists who asked first question.
There were 2 panelists, one male and one female. So the male panelist started first, while the female panelist had his mic off but camera on. So
What was the first question?
the first question was to introduce yourself, and
As expected, students, let's see how he handled it.
I handled it quite well because if it's the first question, introduce yourself. You have to be quick and thorough about it. That you should not repeat what's already in the form. You should show the key points in yourself that will support your candidature for the colleges itself.
So friends, please note the last IIM cap round interview part 2 that we have mentioned in the list. She was asked an introduction which was not prepared by her, something out of the box, something like an extra curriculum based introduction, and she gave it well because you have to have a preparation from all the angles. Now he was our direct question about describe yourself, no length, no brief, no extra points needed, directly give it the best shot. So have you given them the best possible answer and were they satisfied?
Yes, sir. Because if they are asking to introduce yourself, they might be expecting to ask some question from our introduction itself, which is a good point to you because you know yourself better than any other theoretical subjects.
Very good. So did they ask you anything from your introduction?
Yes, sir. They pointed that I am from the textile city Bhilwara. So next 2 to 3 questions were from textile itself. The very first question was that which country in the Asia has maximum textile export?
Which country from India, because we are from textile city Bhilwara, has maximum textile export? Be aware, there was one more question from another student, who was the textile city of South. There was one question from the student, what was textile city of the entire world? So be aware. Why do we call Manchester only for Bhilwara? Manchester is also one of the district for related to textile industry. So he was asked which country has the maximum contribution. Okay, very good. What was the next question? We are not interested in answers. We are interested in questions. They will Google it out, right? So what was the next question?
In the same question, they tried to manipulate me. They gave me options which did not include India, and then asked me, "So you think India among these options is the textile exporter?" So I corrected them, "Sorry, sir, not India because you haven't listed it in the," which made them smile that I got the point.
Fine, fine. So there were two questions back to back on the same introduction. What was the next one?
The next was why Bangladesh have good textile export.
That's something out of the box. Were you able to handle it?
Yes, sir, because I have already read it in my previous SST subjects in my schools.
Even a preliminary subject can help you students. What was the next question, dear?
As we all know that the budget was recently announced, so they asked me if there was something in the budget for the textile industries.
You can keep looking at them so that they can be convinced that yes, our brother is with us, teaching us all the things. So your question was, please repeat it.
My question was that the what something is given in the budget for the textile industries.
Again, a textile industry related funding question for the budget. Recent budget was announced. Stay awake with these kind of well updated questions in the GK and newspaper around. Do you have any cascading question for it?
No, sir.
What was the next one?
The next question was that about planning commission being renamed as Niti Aayog. That what are the differences?
Niti Aayog and Planning Commission have quite a good renaming process going on. And please be aware if there is a new update in any city renaming as well, that can be of your use. Was it any further discussed in your interview or just a next swap?
Actually, I could not answer because I was not the field, so we swapped. The next question was like that, okay, tell us about the name of the IIMs in the cap round and the states of them, which I handled quite well because.
Interview based questions, students.
Next was that what is the ranking of these IIMs, but there are several rankings, so they asked for my preference and I gave them my preference.
Were they looking a bit smiling and satisfied with your preference order?
Yes, because my preference was on the order of state I would like to visit. So they found it quite interesting.
So after these on interview questions, did you have any change in the panelist?
Yes. Next, after this question, it was switched to the female panelist. She was in her younger age, 30 to 35.
What was her first question?
Her first question was that I am a BTech student, then why I am not pursuing for MTech? Why I am choosing MBA?
Change of stream students, always a golden opportunity for you either to strike or either to fall. Now he changed his stream from engineering to management. The question was why not MTech and why MBA? Did you handle it well?
Yes, sir. And a cascading question came that what's management according to you? So I defined it in a define which I made in these mock interviews here.
So one thing is quite curious about the students who are watching these interviews. Okay, when we change the subject, we take a drop. This is quite important to answer it well, sensitively. So what preparation you had to answer it well? Means what should be the first thing that we should think to answer these kind of questions like change of year, change of stream, drop year? How to handle these kind of questions?
I think you should first note it down, and then you should consult teachers, because the teachers are like having experience of a lot of students like us, so they can come up with the best answer to it. So I think mock interviews are necessary for preparation of any these interviews.
So apart from this, as we have been into these kind of preparation zones, draft your answer well, as pointed out by him. These sensitive questions can be drafted first, tried on some expert, get some correction done, and the third thing can be tried on an external panelist who can be of totally a new experience for you. Whether it is working well or not, you will directly verify and keep updating unless you get the result, final fruit out of it. What was the next question, dear?
The next question was to tell an incident which can prove my leadership skills.
Prove your skills.
Yes. So I handled it well because I had many projects and activities in my college.
Was it a wrap-up question?
No, she was interested in co-curricular activities. She asked me that what I'm interested in beside my studies. So I told about her about that blood donation itself, that I organized a camp too. So she smiled at it, and she complimented me too, that you are doing a great work and you should keep it up.
Students, note, get involved in some social activities. They will be a good boost for your direct selections. What is the next one?
No, my interview ended here, and she asked me to leave, but I greeted him back that thank you, ma'am. It was pleasure meeting to you. So she unmuted again to greet me, and which was quite like getting some bonus marks because they haven't written marks yet. So she would think that I'm quite interactive in nature, and that's I think needed in my MBA.
Students, soft skills matter a lot. If you have a good posture of starting the greeting part and the greeting itself, nice to meet you, ma'am, can be of not a small but a big factor in your marks. So that's it from our side for IIM Cap Round Part 3. Part 1 and Part 2 are already uploaded. Go through them, have your ears, get into the in deep inside of it, and that's it. We'll be keeping you updated with more interviews. Stay tuned. Thank you.